What up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to another live stream, you guys. Let me know. I want to know if y'all can hear me perfectly fine. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me perfectly fine. I want to make sure that the audio is not too loud and not too low. What's going on, y'all? I hope everybody is doing well. Happy Thursday. It is Thursday. Normally not the day that I go live, but I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys since I missed you on Tuesday. I hope all is well with all of you guys. I hope y'all are doing well. Thank y'all so much for being here. As you come in, make sure you are hitting the like button. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. That definitely helps the channel out, you guys. Make sure you are hitting the like button as you come in. Shout out to Bad Time, Successful MD. What's going on, Successful MD in the building? OMG Entertainer. What's going on? Pharaoh Ishmael. What's going on? Pharaoh says Tasha K lost 5K followers for voting for Trump. I know. I saw that. I saw that. Shout out to her though. What is it? Epsy Warrior. What's going on? Lorenzo Redmond in the building. Rainbow Kid. What's going on? Who else? I see Chad Johnson, Michael. What's going on? Stolen Data. What's going on? Monty Gilliam. Shout out to everybody watching, everybody in the building. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button as you come in. Happy Thursday. So you see the title. We're going to jump into it. I want to play a few clips because I think it's just crazy out here. And also, I want to know, hold on one second. I want to know your thoughts on the election. Like, are you satisfied with the outcome? I want to get y'all thoughts on this. You don't have to tell me who you voted for. If you want to, that's fine. But are you satisfied with the election outcome, or do you agree with the election outcome? I want you guys to let me know. But baby, listen, and thank you for the super chat, Pharaoh. I appreciate you. People are crashing out. People are crashing out. People are losing their mind, and it's a lot of women who are losing their mind over Trump winning the election. This is crazy. It's crazy to me. It really is. It's just, you know, it's almost like, you know, this is not the first election. This is not the first, you know, it's the process is the same, and a lot of these women are crashing out because they wanted everybody to vote for Kamala. And one thing I stress when I talk about politics, which I don't talk about it a lot, because I know people lose their minds when you do. And, you know, everybody is going to be, you know, up in an uproar over who's voting for who. And, you know, people are out here just saying the most salacious, crazy, hateful things. And I don't understand why. It just shows you the mentality of these particular people and how they really feel and think inside. Because I always say this, I don't agree with what a lot of people say, but I'm not going to start spewing hatred and wishing they die and all these kinds of things. It's just insane to me. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. One of the craziest things I've ever seen. But I just think it's the mentality and the hatred that comes out. And this is how you know, and the vitriol. This is what you see. And you see it's mostly women who are out here doing this. Mostly women who have the most hateful things to say and over somebody else's choice. And I'm gonna briefly show this and then we're gonna move past this, but baby, this is crazy. It's just crazy, but it happens every election cycle. It is not a new thing. It's really not. It is not a new thing. It happens every election cycle. So I'm not surprised, but you know, because you know, we have social media, we get to really see how people are thinking, and I mean the crazy stuff that's coming out of their mouths is just insane to me. So yeah, they crashing out, child, because Trump is president. They act like he never was president though. He was the president before, and all of this calamity didn't happen. So I'm wondering, you know, what do people really think is going to go down? You know, and I say this, only time will tell what's going to happen, how it's going to look. And I always wonder, just say, what if, you know, Trump, you know, he's in there, he gets in there and things are a lot better. Are they going to acknowledge that? Or are you still going to be on, you know, still feel the way you feel? I don't know. It's just crazy to me, but it's just one of those things where you kind of like, dang, I mean, it is serious, but to be out here belittling people and hating people. That part I don't get. But anyway, we're gonna move on to the clips, the audio of one of the clips. I'm gonna share with you guys if you haven't heard it already. But make sure you chime in the chat. I want to hear your thoughts on this one. Also, let me know what you think. I definitely want to hear from you guys. Also, if you are new to the channel and you like the content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe. Also, share and like the videos that are posted on the channel, and hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. All right. So let's get into this first one. I have the audio because for copyright reasons, I just want to play this audio for y'all and just listen to this and tell me what you think. It's just insane. But here we go.
Get some violations, and I may offend some people with what I'm gonna say, and I don't give a f. To all you Latinos that voted for Trump, I hope he mass deports you and your entire family, whether you were here legally or not. You gotta go. I hope he does that. To you Black men who your fragile ego couldn't take a Black woman in office, so you either voted for Trump or you didn't vote at all. The police will now have carte blanche to murder you right where you stand. And when they do that, there's not going to be no GoFundMes. Don't ask your family to ask us for shit. Just die. They can't afford to bury you. Dig a hole in their backyard. It is what it is. Don't expect sympathy. Don't expect protest in the streets. We're not doing that. Black women, we're done. We're done. We did our due diligence for this century and the next. We've done enough. We're not doing anymore.
Now, I would like to just ask this question. If women who think like this really think it's just going to be so bad for everybody else, what do they think it's going to be for them? And this is a real question. Like, do Black women think that they're immune from any of this stuff that they claim is going to break down and happen? Do they think that they are, us as Black women, do they think that Black women are immune to what's going to happen? If you think calamity is going to happen to Black men and everybody else, what do you think is going to happen to you? Do you think that you're, as a Black woman, you're going to be, this is not going to affect you? You're going to go somewhere off and just sit on a high moral ground, and none of this will bother you if that's the case? If things like this start taking a turn, if it's going to be so bad because of people voting Trump in, do they think that they're obsolete? Like this is not going to affect them? I just don't understand. And I 100% respect people's choices and how they vote. I don't have a problem with that, because that's the whole point of being able to lend your voice and vote for the candidate that you feel is best. But why does it every time it has to come to this hate train, and always and they throwing in other people, because those polls that are out there is showing all of the people who voted the way they voted. And so you can't just put this all on Black men, but it's like, God damn, as a grown adult, male, female, whoever, you can't make your own decisions about what you feel is right for you without people bashing you and putting you down and threatening you and wishing harm and hurt on you. That is insane to me. That and they don't think that there's any karma behind that. You don't think that that's karma that you're inviting? Why can't these particular women just accept other people's choices? Everybody don't have to agree with what you choosing to do. It's like I feel like a lot of Black women have felt like they had control over Black men. And now that, it seems like men are just, doing what they want to do and not what they agree with, they losing their goddamn minds. Like, you have control. The very ones who complain about control, he's controlling, are the ones who are trying to control other people. How you gonna be so, crashing out? All over social media, crashing out left and right, crying, and just a hot mess because people voted the way they wanted to vote. I don't understand. Look, majority of us, I voted for Barack Obama. I voted for Biden. When everybody voted for the way they wanted them to vote, you didn't hear all of this. It's like, But you know, and then when the ish start hitting the fan, when things are like it is now, inflation is high, things are expensive, people are struggling to pay rent and all these things, they crashing out because people said, oh no, we see what's happening. We see what's happening to us. We want to change this. And with this administration, this is what came out of it. And we're choosing to go a different route. I don't understand. I don't understand the hatred is all I'm saying. You have the right to vote the way you want to vote. And people should respect that. I don't understand why it's such a this hatred that comes out for you to say stuff like this. It's just mind-boggling to me. It really is. It's mind-boggling. I mean, it's one thing to have an opinion, and I think we all have them about what you believe and what you think. That's a difference. Why can't we respect each other's choices? Why does it turn so bitter, in such a bitter place? It's just really, it's really bad. And if you feel like that, what else are you going to do about it? Like, you know what I mean? But to wish these types of things on people, it's insane to me. Ty, thank you for the super chat. It says Black women are to blame for Trump's win. They pressured Biden to put her in his cabinet. If they paid attention to how she ran her first presidential campaign, they would know she was worthless. Thank you so much for the super chat, Ty. I appreciate you. Divine Photos, thank you for the super chat. Says, I get the range of emotions with the election, but sisters crashing over election that didn't go their way is wrong. There are winners and losers. Exactly. Divine Photos, thank you for the super chat. That's what I'm saying. I appreciate you. You know, you may not like the outcome, but to start this hatred and this vitriol all over social media and blaming this one and blaming that one and wishing people to die and all this, is insane to me. And I just think that there's karma behind it. I believe in it strongly. And I just don't understand. You know, if you have a son and you have a daughter and they voted, had their own mind and used their own brain to think the way they want to think, and they think the opposite of you, are you going to wish death upon them too? That's crazy to me. And this is, and you see this all across social media. And it's a lot of our women, Black women, who are out here doing this. And y'all wonder why men don't want to deal with y'all and why they don't want to either, because this is how you really think. It's crazy. And you don't think that if Black men are at the, are constantly at the, in this crazy situation where they're being harmed and all of this, you don't think that that's going to affect Black women too? And these are the same women who turn around and are like, well, the Black woman is the least protected. But look how y'all talk about y'all own men. Look at this. And you wonder why these men are walking away in every area. It can't even vote and use their own brain to think the way they want to think, because y'all just want a woman president. That's it. I mean, that's crazy. You can want what you want, but I mean, they act like Black men was the majority of the ones who got Trump in there when all these people, white women, Black women, Latino women, Latino men, all those, they voted in high numbers and voted and got Trump in. So why is this it's always focused toward the Black man? That's the part I don't understand. I really don't. I mean, vote the way you want. But why does it have to be such hatred? Why you can't respect other people? That's the problem. There's no respect. There's no care for other people. You just come out and say you want what you want to say, as if you could control what people do and still have a problem. That's all I'm saying. I don't, and then there's still going to be people who act like they have bad understanding, who don't understand what I'm saying. I respect everybody's decision and opinions, but I want you to respect mine. You can't control other people. That's all I'm saying. And we living in a society where this is acceptable and they've gotten away with it. We hear it all the time. Women could get on these apps and everyone say whatever they want about a Black man in particular. You can put him down, tell him he dusty dirty. They've been doing it all this time. They ain't nothing. They bottom of the barrel. They this, they that. Now you want to control how they think and how they vote. That's crazy. What's the purpose of having the right to vote if people are going to shame you for the way that you decide to vote? I don't care if you voted Democrat, Republican. I mean, Democrat, Republican. That's your choice. I may not agree with your choice one way or another, but I respect it. I would never get on social media and be like, oh, y'all so damn stupid and I wish you die and all this because of the way you voted. That's insane to me. That's insane to me. And I think that's the way when we see a lot of these women out here doing it, that's the way they think about black men. That's for because really they really want to put it all on black men, like everything else. You can't control a person. And I think once people start realizing that, no matter what you do, you got to understand people have different thoughts. We all are individuals. We're not all the same. But and until they get to a point where they can respect other people's choices, it's always going to be a problem. And they all going to have always have a problem with black men. But then that's what I'm saying. Then you want to turn around and wonder why black men don't want to talk to you, don't want to fool with you. Why are they going in a different direction? Because when y'all do stuff like this, it just make you look bad, and it make the men not even want to deal with you at all. Divine Photo says politics used to be personal. No one wouldn't know. But today with social media, people are broadcasting who they voted while losing friends and family over. That's true. And even within your family, there's always odds. You can't talk politics. That's why they say don't ever discuss politics and religion, because it's going to be an all-out war, a fight. Oh my God, because one person trying to convince the other one. No, that's why they don't. You're right. That's why people wouldn't talk about it. But now everybody's all over the place, and I don't see anything wrong with talking about it. I think people should be mature enough to be able to accept someone else's choices, and I think that's the problem. They're not under you. You don't know how to respect and understand other people's choices. That everybody's not the same. You can't control other people, so they get mad and it's all crashing out. Thank you once again, Divine Photos, for the super chat. Soldier 251. I hope I'm saying that right. Why do they keep calling this woman this woman black when clearly the evidence has shown she is Indian? Right. Just because she went to an HBCU and pledged, aka now she is black. So what's that say about whites that go to HBCU? Right. And I hear what you're saying, Soldier. Thank you so much for the super chat. Well, and I think another thing too is, and this is just my opinion. Hopefully people can respect my opinion. We all have opinions. People, you see somebody who looks like you, and I could get it in a sense. You want to have, they wanted to have the first, what they assume black woman as the president, because we haven't had a female president. So I could see wanting that the same way we felt about Barack Obama. The same way we felt about Barack Obama. We wanted, we voted because he looked like us and he voted on change, and we thought that there should be a change, and he looked like us. A lot of people voted for him because that was a monumental moment to finally have a black man as president, something a lot of people never thought they would see ever. You know what I mean? So it was a historical thing, and we all wanted to share in that, and we felt good about it. So I understand wanting to have, something like that, and to represent, to represent black people, because we've never had it, and a lot of people never thought that would happen. But so we did that. We voted based on identity politics, and also because we never had a black president. Now we've had a black president, and we've had that. So now the next thing, a lot of women wanted to see a black woman in office, which, you know what I'm saying? But you can't just vote. I'm just saying strictly on that. That's what I'm saying. Strictly on that, especially in a time when we have what's going on now, the state of this country, inflation, not only that, all these wars and all of these things, it's not looking good. So we have to be a little bit smarter and vote in a way that you feel, how you feel, not what I feel, because I may see it differently. How you see it and what you believe that will be best for you and your family and your circumstances in this country. So you vote the way you want to vote. That's why it's an individual thing. You vote the way you see it, and what you think about the policies of the person you're voting for, the candidates involved, and who you think is the best candidate for what you're looking for. That's why policies and all of that matter, in my opinion, because you want to know if this person is, what are they for? What do you think best will help you in your day-to-day life? You know what I'm saying? And I think for a lot of people, and I think part of the reason why Trump won is because a lot of people are looking at the economy. They're looking at the state of this country. They're looking at a whole lot of things, and they're looking at the fact that the last 4 years of the Biden-Harris administration, things seem to have gotten worse. And so I think that took more of a precedent over just voting for somebody who, to make history and voting for somebody who looked like you. And so, for whatever reason you vote the way you vote, that's your business. I would never be mad at somebody for that. You vote a certain way, and if it don't go the way you thought it should, that's still no reason to get on here and start criticizing people. I just think that is crazy as hell. Really, it is. And so it's just a hot mess. Successful MD says, I wish people learn popular vote does not choose the president. Do you see it as different than the January 6th riot at the Capitol? I wish people learn popular vote does not choose the president. Do you see it as different than the January 6th riot at the Capitol? What do you mean? Like, is there a difference between the way people voted versus the Capitol thing? I think that Capitol thing was horrific. Honestly, that was crazy. When it happened, I was like, what the hell is going on? I don't think that was good at all. But what do you mean? Do I see it as different than the January? You mean like the way the people are responding or what? I just thought that was horrible. And that should have never happened, honestly. But I'm just trying to understand your question fully. And thank you for the super chat. Mark, the Guardian says, that's how Trump won many quiet voters. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Divine Photo says Kamala can't win either way. If she was into the red pill accountability, they would despise her. If Trump had a sister, sisters would vote for him in droves. Thank you for the super chat, Divine Photos. I appreciate you. Mr. Marcus says she wants the cops to delete us. Oh wow. That's crazy. Thank you for the super chat, Mr. Marcus. OMG Entertainer says, if people destroy their relationships, friendships, and marriages over one's political views, they didn't love them truly to begin with. Yeah, you know what? And I think that that's crazy too, OMG. Thank you for the super chat, Entertainer. People, there was a campaign ad that of the pop the balloon. Somebody sent that to me. And I'm like, what? Where people were like, the women were asking, who you vote for, and they say if they, depending on what they say, they will pop their balloons. And there are people who actually have, issues in their relationships over who they're voting for, which I find crazy. I find that crazy. If you're in a marriage or a relationship and your spouse votes opposite of you, that I don't see why that should. I don't understand how your political views and your relationship go hand in hand. Now I understand if it's y'all just meeting. Thank you once again, OMG Entertainer, for the super chat. If y'all just meeting and dating and you feel like you need somebody on the same page as you with the way you vote, well, you could decide to date the person or not. I still think it's crazy. And I don't think it has nothing to do with, your love for the person. That should be separate. But I agree. If you're breaking up your relationship over your husband or your girlfriend or wife, whoever, voting differently, I don't subscribe to that. I don't think that should be a deal breaker. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. What's going on, XYZ? Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I just don't think it should be crashing out and people should die. But Laura, let's finish this audio. Let's continue.
You white women that once again voted against your interests when your husband start knocking you into the middle of next week and you can't do anything about it because no fault divorce is in play. I want you to take those black eyes and those busted lips as a personal thank you from Donald J. Trump each and every time you get hit. Take it. Don't look for nobody else. Don't ask for help. Take your beatings. For all of y'all that voted for Trump, I hope you get exactly what you voted for. Because the only thing he did was make America great for the people that it was great for from the beginning, white men. That's what he did. He couldn't run the risk of whiteness no longer being the default. Not.
This is, now one thing stood out for her to say, oh, for the white women, if you get beat up or whatever, just take that. That's funny how you bring something like that out. But on the flip side, when we talk about relationship stuff, oh, the white women are getting treated so well. And the white women don't go through these issues because, the white men treat them so good and they don't have, it's the black man who's the problem. But then you could come out and say, oh, for the white women that's getting the busted lips and black eyes, just take that. Well, I thought that wasn't happening to them. I thought that wasn't happening to them. I thought they had it so good over there. I thought black men and black women was the only ones who was dealing with that kind of stuff. Make it make sense. See, when they're mad, then they start saying, calling all this stuff out. But when they're trying to defend something, it's a totally different story. Why would you even say that? So that's an insinuation that, oh, all white women are just getting their husband, just beating them up and nobody's going to come to their defense because they voted for Trump. Oh, man, that's why I say it's bad. It's bad, y'all. It's bad. Let's continue.
Being allowed to fail up. So when you're bleeding out somewhere and there's a medical emergency and you can't get no help, women who voted for him, don't take it. You just got to die. If you got kids, they just going to be motherless. It is what it is. You didn't give a fuck, so we don't give a fuck. That's how it is. This isn't America anymore. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's not going to be America. And if you think that Trump is going to be in that office for 4 years, you're insane. Because we about to be in a real live action episode of scandal. Because your next president is not Donald Trump. It's JD Vance. Because trust and believe. Within a year, you're not going to see Trump anymore. He's either going to be, and they're going to say it's illness or he died in his sleep. It's natural causes because he's old enough. Or they're just going to let him spaz out and do the 25th. And that's when we're really going to be in the Handmaid's Tale. So I really hope all of you who voted for him, you get exactly what the you deserve.
Wow. That's crazy to me, y'all. Lord, that's crazy. And if you think, okay, so if clearly she's pissed that Trump, that the majority of the people voted for Trump, she's pissed, hell pissed. But even if you think that Trump is going to cause all this craziness, girl, don't you know it's going to affect you too? It's not just going to be all the other people who voted for him. It's going to affect you too. So why would you sit there if you believe that you're going to be in the mix too? And my thing is too, why is it that, black women like to talk about this sisterhood and all this? Where was the sister? Like, why isn't it that the sisterhood couldn't band together and get the outcome that they wanted? Why isn't it the sisterhood not strong enough to really come together and get the outcome that why is that? And they always talk about, you mad because other people have a brain and wanted to and voted however they decide to vote. Whether you voted for Kamala or you voted for Trump, that's your business. But why isn't it this, all this shaming and wishing harm on people because they made a decision? Why do you wish harm on people for voting the way they voted? But if this was flipped around, if men came out and when men came out and started saying the exact things that she was saying, oh my God, they would cancel them to no end. They would band together and bash those men for saying that. But these women could come out here and she knows what she's saying, that's not right, and you're just gonna continue to do it. That is insane to me. That really is. That's insane. That is insane. But I saw that and I was like, Lord have mercy, Lord. This is what you call hatred and vitriol. You pissed to the highest degree, and you mad at everybody because you didn't get the outcome you thought we should have as a country, as if you're the only one here. And there wasn't enough of the sisterhood to really, it didn't work by themselves. The sisterhood alone was not able to get Kamala Harris in office. So what does that tell you? Now you're mad at everybody because y'all wasn't able to band together and say, let's get this woman in here. We really you couldn't get. And why all these women? Where were you? Were you out here on the stump trying to get people to vote the way you and giving people good reasons to vote the way you wanted them to vote, as opposed to just being mad and trying to cause, put harm on people? It's just insane to me. That's just it. Divine Photo says the sisterhood isn't as strong as they make it out to be. I see. Let one modern sister find happiness and the same sisterhood destroy your happy home and family. Child, it's just a mess. Thank you for the super chat, Divine Photos. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's crazy. I want to show you another clip of this person straight up crashing out, child. And it's just insane. Then we're gonna move on because I got something else for you guys that I want to share. So we can move on from this because this is just too much. Somebody says it was too busy twerking. Right, twerking on, doing all that, wasn't worrying about nothing. And then when it's time, when it's time for you to get up and really band together, it didn't happen. And why get mad at black? Because they really, there's more of the crashing out here. I just pulled this little bit. But there's a lot of them crashing out, blaming men, wishing harm on them, and all kinds of stuff. But y'all don't need men. Like somebody was saying, go find the bear and get the bears to vote with you so you can get the outcome you want. Where the bears were? Y'all chose the bear, and then you mad at men and everybody else who didn't vote the way you wanted them to vote. You don't have control over other people. That's what they got to understand. You can't control what black men do because that's the only ones they really try to control if you really want to be real about it. You want to kind of control them, but try to control them because you think that you can. And now that you can't, oh my God, they highly pissed. The very ones who complain about men being controlling are the ones who trying to control other people. Stop. You can't control grown people. Let people do what they want to do. You can't, you may not like it, hell. But what can you do? You can't do anything about other people's choices. That's all I'm saying. Vote the way you want to vote. Do what you want to do, but be responsible for what you do. Don't try to control somebody else. That's just all I'm saying. The sisterhood's power is spreading negativity. Thank you for the super chat, Successful MD. Negativity and shaming like they always do. You shame a man because he don't want to marry or take on you single mothers. You shaming men because they don't want to do what you want them to do. Because you feel and believe and think and deserve what you think you deserve. And when they say, nah, you don't deserve me because I don't want you, then they mad. You can't be mad because men have choices, and specifically black men, because that's the ones trying to control. Anytime you have Barack Obama out here waving his finger at men, telling them, I don't know what it is. Maybe y'all or you just don't want to see a woman in office. No, I personally don't think it's that. I think they don't think that woman was qualified to be in there. That's what I think. I don't see any problem with the woman. Well, I don't. I just don't. I think they're saying she is not the one that's qualified to be in there. And if that's their thoughts and their opinions, respect that. Crashing out and just saying this stuff that this lady said was just ridiculous to me. That was just insanity. And I don't think that that's right to do. But once again, I wouldn't do something like that. Karma is real. You got to be real careful about what you're out here putting on people because you're mad, and once again, that's these women in their feeling and doing what they want to do, but not looking at, you don't care about who you're offending, who you're hurting or anything. You're just doing what you want to do. And that's just it. And I just think that that's wrong. Like, once again, I say, listen, respect who a person chooses to vote for, what they choose to do, what they choose not to do. You can only respect it. If they're not in your life, if they have nothing to do with you, you can't control other folks. That's all I'm saying. You got to respect other people's choices. And a lot of times we see in the black community, they don't do it, and especially when it comes to black men. And that's just the fact. They don't respect black men. You don't look at them as anything special. You put them down at every chance you get. And I just think that that's not right. These are grown men, just like they are grown women out here who can make the decisions that they want to make. And I always say on this channel, I don't have a problem with your choices. I just say, listen, when you make certain choices, you make your own choices, and the consequences that are associated with your choices own up to those because you made it. You made the choices. And I think far too often people make certain choices and then just try to blame it on somebody else. And I think that's a problem. I think if you go out and do whatever it is you want to do because nobody is stopping you, they act like they're not afforded choices. Like you can't make certain decisions when all the while you can. Nobody's stopping you. A lot of these women like to act and pretend like they don't have any that their rights are being taken away, and the majority that they don't have opportunities and they don't have choices in life. When you do have choices. We see you make them every single day. Nobody's like holding you from the choices that you make. But when you make the choices that you make and there's certain consequences associated with it, now you're mad and try to blame everybody else. That's the shaming tactic. And that's the same thing this woman is doing when it even comes to people having a right to vote the way they want to vote. It's the same thing. It's also sad that people worship politicians. Child, oh Lord. Thank you, Successful MD. That's crazy to me. That is another thing. I mean, I don't think, but look, once again, that's, you have the choice to do what you want to do at the end of the day. Me or anybody else can't make choices for other folks. I'm not trying to. Do what you want to do. But when the outcomes come out, the consequences come out based on your choices, you shouldn't be mad. Accept it and go with it. That's all I'm saying. And a lot of people don't want to do that. It's just always somebody else's fault. Alistair, thank you for the super chat. Says Harris supporters need therapy. Ooh, Lord child. If you look at some of these crash outs, that seems to be the case. I'm just saying. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. I'm gonna go ahead and play this next little clip. This is a short one, but here it is.
No! Why? Why? Do you really hate me that bad?
Is anyone else having a meltdown? I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to wait. I'm so stressed. How you can't look out into the world, into the people of this country and see what's happening. And how hard we're all fighting for rights not to be taken away from people. I go from hysterically crying 1 minute over the pain of this situation and then hysterically crying the next minute, watching so many people come together and women from around the world supporting us and cheering us on. I am 48 years old and I have never...
Wait, she 48? Hey, okay. All right. 48? All right, girl. Let's continue.
Experienced anything like this and never thought I would in this country. It's like I can feel the pain and the fear from every...
Okay. Chavez says these folks are crashing out like DeeDee when he's out of baby oil. Oh Lord, don't get into that. Jesus, Lord have mercy. Oh, thank you for the super chat, Chavez. Ciao. All right, well, look. Ooh, that gave me a headache when she was screaming. I'm like, ooh, Lord. So yeah, they definitely scared of something. Successful MD says, look at these queens and future wives for black men. Child, Lord. Successful MD. Child, they losing it, baby. They losing their goddamn minds. That's why I say, ooh, Lord. This is insane. It really is. Lord, you don't know how to accept defeat. You don't know how to accept defeat. Like you don't know how to accept it in a more calm, demure way. It's like, this is why I say these women, it's just insane. And this is some horrible behavior, some scary behavior, in my opinion. That's not how you handle things, and wonder why people look at you and be like, oh no, we can't trust you in certain positions, or we can't trust you to do stuff like, or whatever, because when it don't go your way, this is how you react. This is how you scream and act a fool and like you losing it and you're out of breath and you're acting strange and you can't handle the circumstances. You know, it's embarrassing. It is, and that's what's scary. As adults, you haven't learned how to, to understand that, hey, things aren't always going to go your way. Things aren't always going to go the way you plan them to go, but you got to be able to gracefully accept the outcome and move on. It's Lord. Phenomenal Hebrew says, is this what they call emotional intelligence with these Kamala fangirls? Right. And always talking about men need to have emotion. You can't emotionally handle the outcome. Once again, like I say, I don't agree with everything and everybody, but I understand that people have a difference of opinion. I can understand that everybody's not going to see things my way. I can understand that because we're all individuals. We have our own mind, our own thoughts. We have certain things that we believe in. Some of us, we were raised differently. We have different circumstances, different things that we care about. Everybody's life is not the same. Every Black person is not in that thinks the same. Every Black person is not in the same spaces. There are certain things that I might hold dear to my heart and with my family and my husband, and we might, think a certain way, and I know others are thinking a different way. So I got to respect. That's the key word, respect and accountability. You got to respect others in their choice. That's it. And that seems to be the hardest thing for these types of women to do. That lady in particular, you'll get up on here and say all this stuff about people, and it's just insane. And she calling everybody out and, oh, this is what I hope happened to you and this and that, not thinking that if it's going to get that crazy, baby, you're going to be right in the mix of it. They're not going to take all the Black women and say, oh, we're going to excuse y'all out the way because y'all voted one way and this don't affect you. No, it'll affect you too. Chavez says these folks are crashing out like the baby mamas hearing DNA results from Mari. Oh, they start running. They start running and screaming, no! And they don't know who the father is. Yeah, hell, all that goddamn screaming. Nobody want to child. Running and screaming and knowing you knew that probably wasn't the father. You don't know who the daddy was, baby. Thank you for the super chat. Divine Photo says, I believe the reason some Black men voted for Trump was to get back at Black women for the misandrous comments, videos some sisters make about brothers. Could be. I don't know. It could be the case, and for whatever reason you voted the way you voted, that's your business. That's your business. It shouldn't be a crashing out situation. Thank you, Divine Photos, for the super chat. But this is what it is. And it's just a mess. Let's see. Oh my God, I've been a subscriber for a while. Finally got to make the live. Well, thank you so much for being here. What is this, 8 to midnight? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. But yeah, my thoughts on all of this is it is what it is. I'm not mad at anybody for voting the way they chose to vote. I respect what people choose to do, men, women. It doesn't matter. I may not agree, but I respect folks. And I wouldn't be crashing out and mad at you for making a decision for doing what you're rightfully supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And I just think she was taking it too far. I just shook my head at that. I just couldn't believe it. So this is what you think of people because you don't get your way. And this is what we see in modern society, especially with, unfortunately, a lot of our women. They just act a hot mess. And it's not just only Black women, but it's always Black women at the center of this type of behavior. It's not just only Black women, but they are always in the mix at the center of it and say the most heinous things that you could think of. And it's happening. It always happening. So I wouldn't be surprised if the black men who voted for Trump I wouldn't be surprised if they thought, you know what, we're not, even though I don't fully think that's why they voted for Trump. I think they're really looking at the economy and what's happening. They just don't agree with Kamala's policies. And I think that's mainly why they voted the way they voted. But who knows? There may have been some who said, you know what, we're not gonna go with them or whatever. And I mean, it is what it is. When you realize you can't control, because either you have the influence and you can actually influence people to go the way you want to go and it works. That's different than people complaining about other people's choices, but you don't have the influence to make a difference in a major way. Because a lot of these women who are crashing out, why weren't y'all able to get more women and more men and more everybody to vote the way you wanted them to vote? Why is that? Because we're divided. And to me, in my opinion, part of the division comes from a lot of black women who seem to hate men. And they've spewed their hatred and their anger all across social media. And then all of a sudden, when you want something to go the way you want, you think men are just supposed to go and fall in line with you and do what it is y'all want to do when you've already spewed that hatred. What she's saying here is in lockstep of what they've already been saying towards black men when it comes to relationships and everything else. You have no respect or regard for black men. And then you expect them to say, oh, yeah, we're going to just go with the black woman, or, and she looks like us. And this is what black women want. They don't care about the policies. They just want a black woman in office. So let's go and support these women, our black queens. Let's go and support them and give them what they want. Why would you think majority of men would go for that when y'all speak so poorly about them and you have no regard for them or anything? And it seems like you have a disdain for them and a hatred towards them in a sense based off of what a lot of them say. So why would you think men would just go with you? And then on top of that, when you don't get your way, you still telling them the same things you had already been telling them. So, I mean, it's crazy. And hopefully they can get over it. And hopefully, we can get into a better place in this country and we can focus on the real issues and maybe get something done. But I don't know. I think, but once again, everybody have their reasons for voting the way they voted. Farrell says, do the sisterhood hate black women who voted for Trump? But, they're not really talking about that because they, once again, no accountability for too much on the women. They kind of skate over that because they really want to sock it to the men. But when the results came out and they saw where all the votes came from, then they realized, because before the results came out, I was on social media and they were like, if Kamala lose, it's all black men fault. But you can't really say that because what I think they said about 25%, because I saw a video of a woman saying she thinks about 90-something% of black men voted for Trump when actually it wasn't that high of a number, but it was a substantial amount within our demographics, right? So it wasn't as much as they thought. It was more votes coming from everybody else. Thank you for the super chat, Pharaoh. So they can't really just put it on. And why would you be putting it on anybody? They don't have to listen to what you say. That's the real gag. They don't have to listen to what you say. Let people vote the way they want. That's all I'm saying. I don't care who you voted for or what you choose to do. That's your right. It wouldn't be a right if somebody controlled how you voted. It was just crazy to me. That's all I'm saying. Duke, thank you for the super sticker, Duke. I appreciate you. It's crazy. Black men are just tired of the BS from everyone telling black men you better vote for Harris. That side has not done anything for them to show why should they. 2008 president. You got a good point. I mean, 90% of black women have no respect for black men. Oh, Lord, child. That's crazy. And they show it. But it's almost like, like I talk about relationship stuff, it's almost like you can spew all the hatred you want as a black woman, right? And they act as if men don't hear or see this. They're so used to being very vocal about it. And I'm not saying you can't have a preference or an opinion. We all have one. But it's a matter of having some type of respect for other people. And when it comes to black men, they don't have no respect. And you were right. You're absolutely right. You have no respect for black men. You want to control them and tell them what to do, what they should and shouldn't do. And I just think that that's wrong. I don't think that has to stop. And men realize that there's no respect for them. And if so, there's no respect or regard for them. Why would you? What incentive would they have to even support or go in your direction? If it was a different situation where you got the majority of black women out here saying we love our black men, we're going to support them, we're going to actually show love and do things to help and support them, and vice versa, and y'all help and support each other, maybe this would have been a different situation. Maybe. But when you have, and this is where I think a lot of women don't get it, because they really think that they're in control. A lot of black women, not all of them, but a lot of them really think that they're in control. The same way they talk about marriage and relationships, they really think they control that. And when they hear, when they realize, even though they already know my body, my choice, you make the decision on what you want to do with your body, but you also think that you can make a decision on how men choose to do everything, how men choose women, how they, how they vote now, whatever they want to do. Black men, you think that you have a choice over that. This is why a lot of women think, oh, in my 20s, I'm going to, go to college, get my degree. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And, when I'm ready, I'm not going to prioritize marriage and a man. Whoosh, why? I'm going to do what I want to do. And when I'm ready to get married, I'm just going to get married. And when you're ready to do that and you're like hitting 40 and it's not happening for you, then you're mad and you're still blaming men because you can't control what they do as much as you want to and feel and believe that men should just do what you want them to do and it's not happening. Then you turn around and blame them. This is not a new occurrence. This happens all the time. This is why we have content to talk about, because they show over and over and over again how they feel about black men and what they think about them. And the minute you don't get your way, all hell breaks loose. And that's what we saw in this clip. All hell broke loose. And she said how she felt. You don't have a care in the world for a black man. Oh, they could just die, in her opinion. Do you have children? Do you have sons? Like, how do you feel about your sons? It's sad. It really is. It really is, y'all. Y'all hit the like button. Hit the like button. Wow, it's showing we got about 735 people in this live stream, y'all, and we only got about 252 likes. So if you're in the building, you watching, hit the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. That's crazy though. It's insanity. It really is. Hashim X, I hope I'm saying it right. I don't understand what the issue is. Almost 80% of black men voted blue. Why not continue the so-called fight with the 78% that voted Harris? Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you for that comment. Let me see. I don't understand what the issue is. Almost 80% of black men voted blue. Why not continue the so-called fight with the 78% that voted Harris? But look. I don't know what to say, I don't know what to say. I mean, but thank you for the super chat. It's just like I said, it's always a problem. And once again, like I said before, I don't have a problem with how you vote because it's your right to do so, But don't try to stop other people from having that choice to do what they want to do. It's just that part is crazy to me. Successful MD says maybe they are worried about losing government checks. Maybe. I've literally, and honestly, Successful MD, I've literally heard people say, "Oh, Trump is going to try to take our Section 8 and our food stamps." I've literally heard people say that he's going to come in, probably take all that away. So that's what they're worried about. Because and honestly, and what I've seen, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what I've seen. And this is not a slight to anybody or anything like that. That's not my goal. I'm just giving my opinions on what I hear and what I think or whatever. My opinion. That's it. There are a lot of people who I find that in what I've seen, people who don't own property, people who don't own a business, those who get like government assistance and Section 8, like Section 8, food stamps, welfare, a lot of those individuals tend to vote Democrat. And they're afraid from the people I know, they are afraid of Trump's policies. They are afraid that he's going to come in. Mind you, they forget that he was president before and this catastrophe didn't happen. So what's different from the last time he was president, the 4 years he was in office versus now? He didn't tear things down. In fact, most people argue that we were in a better place when he was in office. But if you don't want to agree with that or whatever, that's fine. What I'm saying is a lot of people who get government assistance, they vote Democrat. And I've heard people literally say, oh, Trump is going to come in and take all our government assistance and our sex. That's what a lot of them think. So, and I think, and that's why they voted, the way they voted, because they think he's just going to come in and just take all that from them, and they're going to be, and it's going to be a problem. But meanwhile, usually, from what I've seen, people who own homes and own properties or have businesses, they tend to vote. They voted for Donald Trump. A lot of them. So take what you want from that. I mean, that's just what I've seen. Most black women blame black men for everything. #blame right. I'm coming out like he was somebody. I'm coming out like he was somebody's father. I only vote for Christ now, and by serving. However, I can make suggestions about monkey wrenching the system. Somebody says immigration. Identity politics failed as many asked in the last 50 years. Who has denigrated the black man the most in media, etc.? Cameron from Philly in the house. Didn't some of them say they would rather choose the bear than a black man? They sure did. They really did. That's what I'm saying. That's strange how you go from, oh, you don't need a black man. You don't need him for nothing. You don't need a black man. We don't need, but then you mad at them because they didn't vote the way you want them to vote. Make that make sense. If you don't need them, why y'all depending on their votes? It shouldn't matter the way they vote. You shouldn't be angry at them for voting the way they chose to vote. If you didn't need them, you don't need them, but you're still depending on them for stuff. Make that make sense. That's like, women saying, I'm independent woman, I don't need no man, but you look to a man to pay all the bills. Why? I don't make no sense to me. Jirani boy, I hope I'm saying that right. Black men voted for her at a 78% clip. Thank you for the super chat. Let's see here. It's crazy, y'all. Let's see. Yeah, I just wanted to touch on this because I just thought it was insane how people get out here and just spew such hatred. It doesn't make any sense to me. And I just think that that's crazy. I would never get out here and wish harm on anybody, but once again, that's me. I'm not everybody. Everybody is different. People think and do things the way they want to. And I just think, it's crazy to me. That's all I'm saying. B-Man TV says, what happened to I don't need a man? All black men ain't ish. Right. I don't know why your super chat is not coming up, B-Man, unless I missed it. But I could see it here. Oh, there it is. I'm sorry I missed it. Yeah. Yeah, you don't need a man. But you complaining when you don't get anything from them. When you don't get anything from them, now you mad and still condemning them and talking trash about them. Come on. I said, if you don't need them, why are they even a concern for you? They shouldn't even be a concern or a thought or anything. You shouldn't have anything to say about them. They should be obsolete to you. But in some way, shape or form or capacity, you do need them. And that's the part they hate to admit, that you do need them. You need them for a lot of things. Thank you once again for the super chat, B-Man TV. Yeah, you don't need them, but you need them. You don't need them, but you want them. Why you want them? And you want them to do the most. And then you get mad when they don't. The same way we've seen women complain about, oh, black men are useless because what are they here for? They don't want to protect us. They don't want to do this. It's like me cussing you out to your face and calling you every name in the book. And then when I walk outside, there's 3 dudes surrounding my car waiting for me to walk and get into it to rob me. And I'm helpless and I'm screaming, help, help, can you? And I'm looking to these black men to come to my rescue. And they say, nah, you don't need us. I'm good. And then you get mad. That's just how that go. Oh, you cussed them out, tell them they all kind of horrible things, and then look to them when you're in trouble. And you expect them to come running to your defense because they just supposed to do it because you're a black woman and you're supposed to do it no matter how dirty they treat you, how bad they talk about you, how much they say they don't need you. You expect them to be just dumb and not have any feelings or nothing and just say, oh, well, no matter how trashy she talks about me, I'm still going to help her because she's a black woman. She's our black queens. We need to support her. But what are you to her, though? You're a trashy, low-down, bottom-of-the-barrel ninja, and you're supposed to just accept that, all the insults and everything, and still go run to her defense? That's not right. That's not right. And that's just not right. And you risk your life to save her, and then at the end of the day, you get no respect, no love, no nothing. How is that fair? You know, it's, that is delusional. I say it all the time. It's a delusional way of thinking. Why do y'all think y'all are so special that you can treat men horribly, but you want them to give you the world? You want them to treat you like you're the highest princess out here. You the greatest, but you treat them like they ain't shit. That's not how that's going. But I think this is why men are moving the way they are. They're thinking the way they're thinking. They're moving the way they're moving. They're not trying to deal with a lot of black women who think that way. And a lot of these women are quite frankly just bitter and angry because they're not getting their way. That's all they want, to get their way. And once again, this is not all women, but it's the ones that apply. Don't apply to you, let it fly. It ain't you. If it ain't you, it ain't you. But for the ones who think this way and ones who really speak on this and talk this way, that they know that's not right. You wouldn't want somebody to do that to you. Baby Funk 75 says, if you are a boss at your work, please look at these videos and find out who not to hire. They are running over there on foot, child. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you, child. Yeah, look at them. There's a lot of these women, and I say it all the time, and I'm not going to keep y'all too long on this particular live, y'all, because I will be back tomorrow with my regularly scheduled live on tomorrow, Friday. So make sure you guys have that notification bell turned on. I will be back tomorrow, same time. So I'm not going to keep y'all too long on here. I have some, we're going to go over some stuff tomorrow, but I just wanted to really address this because I just thought this was crazy. Baby Funk 75, thank you for the super chat. A lot of people shy away from politics. Once again, I said, I am not a political person, nah. But I'm a human being, with understanding and see what's happening. And I have, thoughts and concerns about the state of this country because I'm a citizen and I want to, and I just want to see things get better. And I try to use my platform to speak on these issues, to try to bring awareness to people, maybe give you a different mindset, maybe, help you understand a different perspective, not just your same old rhetoric that you've been using, although it's not really helping you. But we see how this spews over into politics and everything else. It's not just about relationships, but it's the relationships that you have when you and who you choose to date and who you choose to vote for public offices, your relationships with family and everybody else. It's all connected. But if you don't have an open mind and try to see things differently from the way you've been taught or the lack thereof, it's gonna hurt you in the long run. And I think a lot of these women are starting to see it, but once again, they don't want to accept it, because it's a harsh reality, because they think they know it all and they're stubborn, and you don't want to hear anything from a man or anybody. Honestly, you don't want to hear from anybody telling you something other than what you've been told or what you think and feel. And that's what it is. And they get highly pissed off when things don't go the way they think that they should. And that's just how it is. That's just how it is. And that's how it's going to continue to be unless they start to change their mentality. And as it relates to politics and all of this, I'll just say this. Look, this here whole thing, it didn't go the way the majority of these women want. They wanted a woman in office so they can feel good about themselves. That would solidify their thoughts of these whole independent boss chicks. Oh, we winning and we doing this. It would solidify their mentality by having a what they thought was a black woman sitting in the highest position. They thought that would make them feel even more entitled and feel, even more delusional, because see, we are at the top. We got a what was assumed a black woman as a president. And now we can just really, talk our ish, and we can really feel like we running the show. And that's why, that's the only reason I can see why you're so angry that you didn't get your way. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason I see you feel like, oh, you didn't get your way. And you don't feel good about it. That's the only reason that lady could be screaming like that, child. There's nothing in the world where that would make me, based off of how people voted, sit in my car and scream like you a goddamn psychopath. Like you lost your damn mind. Like you have no kind of decorum. You have no kind of decorum or self-control. You screaming out the top of your lungs like you a goddamn lunatic over people's vote and the choices that they made. But if it had gone their way, then other people had problems, you'd be like, oh my God, you can't accept the outcome. What is wrong with you? You would be saying the same thing. Sterling says facts. They think the matriarchy will take over the world. They hate men. They hate order. It's so sad. I restarted the video. White women will be saved faster than black women. You are not meant to run a man, and men are waking up to what feminism has done. It's evil. Men are taking control back. That's the truth. We didn't need a lion as Indian as the president. No self-control. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, I think we got to start being more realistic, y'all. Because it's crazy, and it really is. And, I know I've watched politics for years and kind of just watched on this, and not really talked about it or whatever. But, that's what I think, being able to have your own platform or your own space to give your thoughts and your opinions. A lot of people stray away from politics, and I understand why. And once again, I'm not a political person, but I have views and I have opinions, and I will stress them. That's why I have a platform to do it. And I think anybody who has thoughts and opinions that they want to stress and want to get out there, you should. Don't be afraid to give your thoughts and your opinions. That's what, we have a right to do so. And once again, I say, this is why I say, listen, I respect everybody's choices. I'm not going to, if you have your reasons for why you choose the things that you choose, I respect it. But if you're getting an outcome based off of your choices and you don't like the outcome, then it's time to make better choices. And if you don't want to accept the fact that you have to make better choices, or you have to change things about yourself to get a different outcome, then there's nothing, I can't help you with that. If you don't want to make changes, or you don't feel you need to, then you keep doing the same old thing, but thinking you're going to get a different outcome. That is the actual definition of insanity. So if you keep doing that and you're not getting what you want and you don't want to change, then you're the problem. You're the problem, bottom line. And if you're mad about that, then you're worse off than I thought. And at the end of the day, that's still your decision. That's still your choices. I'm not mad at it, but I do recognize what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people don't understand that. People get mad and hate people for their opinions and stuff. It just doesn't, it shows a level of weakness within you. If you can't look over somebody and say you, because at the end of the day, guess what? You're gonna make your choices and I'm gonna make mine. If my choices are getting me the outcomes that I want, I'm content. So I don't feel the need to get mad at somebody else because of what they choose when I'm getting the outcome I want. It's you who are complaining and mad at everybody else because you are not getting the outcomes that you want. But you're mad at everybody else as opposed to taking accountability and working on yourself to change your outcome. If you're mad at your circumstances and you don't want to change, that's on you, boo. It don't matter who you are. Male, female, it don't matter. That's on you. And you can blame the public, politicians, your mama, your whoever you want to blame. If they can't make those changes better for you, you have to do it. And if you don't want to do that, then you're a lost cause because you're gonna just keep on recycling the same old thing you've been getting and still become more and more bitter and angry till you just crash out. And that's on you. You over there crashing out while other people are living their lives and enjoying it. I'm just saying. Make Kamala Indian again. Oh my God. And that's what what's her name? Candace always have, I think, hats or whatever she's selling, child. I thought that was funny. And they also talked about the fact how she was running as a Black woman. Then toward the end, she started saying a woman of color. Listen, it's just a lot going on, y'all. Thank you for the super chat, Pharaoh. I appreciate you. Let's see. Karma is an MF. Kamala put your same Black men away for as long as she can. Regardless, we still gonna ride with our queens, but y'all females drank the Kamala Kool-Aid. The K-Hive is the old and the sassy. Oh my God. I do not think it is a woman's place to lead, but I also do not hate women. I think we both have our place in the world. Trump is a tremendously strong businessman. Brian says she openly said it. Let's see. She wanted the alphabet community to have everything. Democrats was pro-segregation, pro-KKK, and against freeing the slaves. And y'all need to wake up. Read this one out. I guess you're trying to say loud. The Republican Party was founded by African Americans. Flint for Life. Let's revisit this live 4 years and see if we're still in the same financial situation as today. That's a good one. That's what I'm saying. You're gonna have to go through it to see what's the outcome and see. And my thing is to see if the people who are afraid and scared and saying we're going back to that lady said we're gonna be like the what's that move? Damn, I can't think of what it's gonna take us back or whatever. Let's see if that happens. If it happens, and if it doesn't, and things are better, are they gonna come back and really say something differently, or they're just gonna be quiet? That's what I'm wondering. Let's see. Democrats was pro-segregation, okay, pro-KKK and against freeing the slaves, and y'all need to wake up. Got that one, read that one. That's as real as my Ford Pinto. Kamala's goal was to delete Black babies. She is literally Margaret Sanger 2.0, still pushing that eugenics agenda today. Under Biden, I saw a huge uptick in racists on X and other platforms. I didn't see that under Trump. Now we'll see the racist Democrats start to disappear. Weed and beer was Kamala trying to get some from us Black men, right? Not women's fault. A lot of smart independent women voted Trump. It's because Harris was a dud. I get what you're saying, Ronnie. Nobody's conforming to delusions, feeling never fix anything. I don't give a fudge what they think. I'm getting this bag. I hear what you're saying. Black men have no problem with women in leadership positions. They are lying on us. Women cannot lead a nation. Sorry, I believe in scripture. Democrats started the KKK. Ignorance in the comments is off the hook. Hey, how are you? I don't know, Yagwaba. I hope I'm saying it right. How are you? I hope I didn't butcher your name, but thank you so much for being here. Harris did worse with women than Biden did. She did. Numbers don't lie. Can't blame Black men. Right. Ain't no queens. Cut it out. Democrats was pro-segregation, pro-KKK, and against freeness. Okay, gotcha. She kept laughing when asked questions with serious people at a serious time. Right. This is a foolish conversation. Is it, Brian? Handmaid's Tales. Yeah. She said, oh, we're gonna be in the Handmaid's Tales. Okay. I mean, if when the next as the years pass, if we're not in that, would she be willing to come back and say, you know what, I was wrong? That's not where we're headed. That's not what's happening. You know, I was wrong. You know, and that's once again taking accountability and you know, of you know, for your for what you're saying. And you know, and maybe she believed that, but when it doesn't happen, are you willing to retract, you know, what you said? That's what you call maturity, in my opinion. You know, that you're able to, you know, acknowledge that you were wrong and either apologize or just, I ain't saying you got to apologize, but at least acknowledge that you were wrong and it didn't turn out that way. You know, that's called maturity. Let's see. I don't give a damn as a black man. I will always care about the black woman, but I care about our great economy. Close the border and stop WW3. Right. World War III. That's why I voted for Donald Trump. Hate me or not. I get what you're saying, Commander Reese. Yeah, it's just a lot, y'all. It's a lot. Pharaoh says, I'm gonna be in Africa next year with true queens anyways, child. Thank you for the super chat, Pharaoh. I appreciate you. Yeah, but listen, at the end of the day, y'all, let me see. Somebody said Crimson Cure in the track. Crimson in the chat. What's going on, Crimson Cure? I didn't see her in here, but shout out to her and everybody else. I appreciate you for being here. I didn't see her, but I appreciate you for being here. Yeah, at the end of the day, listen, I think respect goes a long way. You know, we don't always have to agree. I'm gonna keep saying it because I think there are men and women who have this issue. It's not just women, honestly, but I feel like it's more women because they're used to being able to do that. See, men can't get away with the same things that women do. So to me, they're worse. But I think it's men and women who don't know how to agree to disagree. Some in some capacity. You want to try to control people's minds and what they think and what they should do instead of just knowing what you want and knowing how you're going to move and what is best for your life, your family's life. You do that. You shouldn't be worried about what other people are doing unless you're in a position of leadership and you're out here, you know, as they would say, standing on business, gathering people, literally because gathering people together in real time, in real life, you know, getting people all on the same accord, and you're actually making a difference physically, you know, and using your voice to actually change people's minds and change them to move in the direction that you think is better. Shaming people and getting on social media, putting people down and calling people names because they have a difference of opinion is nasty work, and it never works. It doesn't make people come to your side. It just makes people go the opposite way. So to me, people who actually are in a position of leadership or create a position of leadership, whether it's men or women who really want to see a difference, you got to have the mentality and the know-how to get people together and get people on your side if you really, you know, want a difference. And unfortunately, a lot of people aren't able to do that. That's why it resorts to shaming tactics and just belittling and calling out people because y'all have difference of opinion. That is not going to make anybody go your way. And I think that's what we have too much of. It's more of the shaming, putting people differences against each other, you know, pitting your differences against each other. And it just continues to create more divide. You're not going to get people to come together with shaming tactics. You're not. Because it don't work like that. You have to have a way to bridge the gap and bring people together if you want them to follow what you think is best. And this is why we have more followers than we do leaders, because a lot of people aren't able to actually lead the way they think they are. So what happens when you can't lead people, you can't, you know, get people to go your way, you start shaming them and calling them out names because you can't get them to do what you want them to do. So everybody is not everybody's not able to actually do that. You know, and so this is why we see on social media nothing but, you know, basically cat fights and and people just going back and forth, arguing and all that, what's that going to do? That's not going to do anything. That's not going to do anything. So if you really want change, or you really want people to see your perspective, then you need to, and you really want to make a difference, you got to get out and start making a difference and doing things, talking to people and getting people to think the way you do. But like I said, most people can't do that. Everybody is not meant to lead. Everybody's not in a position to be able to do that. So you see, people out there just dragging each other back and forth till they can't drag each other anymore. And that saying, together, well, how does it go? That saying, divided we fall. What's the other part? I don't be remembering, but I know, divided, this level of division it never works out. But it is what it is. Like I said, you cannot make people do. You can lead people to the water, but you can't make them drink. You could try to tell people things that might help them, and let's get to a different a different mentality of thinking, and also, you got to be on the same page. You got to have people of like minds, people who have the same goals. What is it that you're trying to achieve? Where are you? Where are you trying to go? Because all of that matters. And if you can get people on the same page, and y'all are all trying to get to the same place, then maybe it'll be different. But other than that, yeah, united. I'm sorry, Gerard. Thank you, Gerard. United we stand, divided we fall, together we ball. Right. I mean, it is what it is. That's the hardest thing for people to do. So it's just crazy. This whole election season was crazy to me, y'all. It really was. But it's over. It's over until next time. And then they'll be fighting again on social media. People be shaming folks for voting the way they chose to vote again. But it was just crazy to me. So I just had to address it. I had to address the aftermath of it all. Because, I've been sitting here watching this, and I have opinions and I have thoughts, and I'm going to share them. I don't care what nobody says. That's the whole point of having a platform, to be able to say what you want to say. And you can too. So I'm going to wrap this up, y'all. Let me read these last comments. House divided can't stand. Right. Trump brought together all Americans and different cultures, something the Democrats couldn't do. Thank you, Calvin, for that. Facts, Ronnie. The liberals are the racists, he says. Wait, that's not what he said? I want to make sure I read that right, y'all. I need my glasses. Let's see. The left is a joke. Somebody says, I know more about y'all here than Kamala. Oh my God. Facts, Harris did worse with women than Biden did. Facts. That's crazy. Let me see. Make sure you guys are hit the like button, please. Hit the like button, y'all. Energy 5 when this whole system abandoned. Energy 5 when this whole system abandons them. You can't unite with people who are against the movement. That's true. Monique Frey Jackson says, never say you didn't vote. That's sad. Never say you didn't vote. That's sad. Who didn't vote, Monique? Somebody said they didn't vote. Obama, the half-breed, had no right talking to dark brothers to support a woman we ain't sure what she is. Who married white men? Clown's World. Child. Okay. I voted. I did not vote for president, I did not vote for president, but I did down ballot. Okay. Okay. All right, y'all. So that's my 2 cents on it, y'all. I'm going to leave it here. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here, giving your thoughts, giving your opinions. Once again, I appreciate your opinions and your thoughts. Even if we don't agree, I still respect what you have to say, no matter who you are, woman, man, child, it don't matter. I respect what you have to say. I said this before. I've learned so many things from being on these platforms and listening to what people have to say. I actually learned a lot from you guys, and I appreciate it. And I like to hear and see other people's perspectives because even though it may not align with where I am, or may not be anything that really pertains to me, there's still certain things that are, and I like to hear other people's perspectives. That was one of the main points of starting these topics and doing these live streams, and having people on panels to discuss their thoughts and stuff, is to hear others' perspectives. I think is important because sometimes you may not know any better, or you may not understand where somebody else is coming from. When you have a chance to hear people out and hear what they have to say, you might, who knows, you might be able to relate to what they're saying. And I think it's important not for us to just all agree, but it's important for people to hear other people's perspectives, to hear what everybody is saying and where they're coming from, and get, maybe you can learn something from them. So I think that is important, y'all. But yeah, we'll see how this all unfolds. We'll see what happens in this presidency and going forward. So that's all you can do, accept it for what it is and move on. And remember, you can't let this dictate or determine how your life is going to go, because you make certain choices and make certain decisions in your life that reflect those choices. So you can't just look at, completely on who's in office and who's the president and base your life on that, because that you have to make certain choices and decisions in your life that's going to reflect what your outcome will be. So it's not all on who's the president, but you gotta still do something yourself. You know what I'm saying? So thank y'all once again. Y'all showed up and showed out for this one. I appreciate everybody for being here. Everybody who supports the channel, everybody who's here, everybody who chimed in, everybody who gave super chats or cash apps, or just hit the like button. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate your thoughts and your opinions and your perspectives. And I appreciate y'all for supporting the channel. So continue to do that. Continue to be blessed, continue to live your life, enjoy your life. All of that good stuff. I wish nothing but goodness and greatness for all of you watching, everybody, women and men, everybody watching. I appreciate you guys for that. Make sure you continue to support the channel, y'all. Continue to watch the videos posted on the channel and support that by liking the videos and sharing them if you can. Also, don't forget to support the merchandise, the t-shirts that I promote on the channel. The link is in the description. Make sure you go over and purchase one of my t-shirts. I will be sharing those as well. So make sure you go over and support and get a t-shirt. That definitely supports the channel. Like, share, hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload new videos or go live. Make sure you guys do that. And hit the like button on your way out. I will be back tomorrow, same time, 1:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you guys are in the building with our regularly scheduled programming on Friday. So make sure you guys are in attendance for that. Continue to support. Y'all continue to be blessed, y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And I will see you on tomorrow. So peace out. Y'all be safe. I'll see you later. Mwah. Bye.